Chosen one, listen carefully, because what you are about to discover may change your perspective on the resistance you face daily. Have you ever noticed how some people react almost viscerally when you speak? It's as if your words act as a mirror reflecting something they'd rather not confront. Maybe you've sensed avoided glances, interrupted conversations, or even a silent unease in the room whenever you try to express the truth you carry. This is no coincidence. Your voice carries a weight few can bear because it's not just yours, it's an extension of the divine light within you. And that light profoundly unsettles those who dwell in the shadows of manipulation and deceit. But what makes your voice so powerful, to the point of unsettling even the most cunning manipulator or the strongest spiritual barrier? It's because you speak the truth, not as an opinion, but as a manifestation of something higher. Yet, this strength is not welcomed by everyone. There are those who, like Jezebel in the biblical story, see her authenticity as a direct threat to the control they exert over others. These individuals cannot endure the impact of your voice because it shatters the illusions they have built. The spirit of Jezebel still lives today, in manipulative behaviors, deceitful narratives, and in those who will do anything to silence those who dare to bring hidden truths to light. Your mission, however, is not to retreat in the face of this confrontation but to understand that this resistance is proof of the power you carry. Make no mistake, chosen one, this battle is not only external. The spirit of Jezebel, which once opposed the prophet Elijah, operates not just through the actions of others but also through the doubts it tries to plant in your heart. Am I the problem? Should I silence my voice to avoid conflict? These thoughts are not yours but a tactic used to make you retreat. What you need to understand is that the devil fears the light you carry because he thrives in darkness and silence. When you speak, you do not merely challenge Jezebel, you challenge the very forces of darkness. This is your calling, not to fall silent but to shine even brighter. And today, you will discover how to use your voice strategically and powerfully without giving in to pressure. Do you know why Jezebel, the queen who defied God's prophets, is remembered to this day as a symbol of manipulation and resistance to truth? It wasn't just her idolatry or her acts against the servants of the Most High. Jezebel embodied control, deceit, and the use of power to shape narratives that served only her interests. She cunningly manipulated her surroundings, forged dark alliances, and intimidated those who dared to challenge her lies. But what truly made her dangerous was her awareness that truth held a destructive power over her illusions. And just like Elijah, who dared to confront her, you too carry the mission of challenging the narratives that oppress and corrupt. Jezebel knew that a voice anchored in truth could dismantle any empire of lies, and that is exactly what happens when you use yours. When you speak, you do not merely convey words, you release energy that destabilizes the control those who live in falsehood desperately try to maintain. That's why they react with anger, contempt, or attempts to silence you. But understand this, it's not your weakness. It's a confirmation of your impact. Elijah faced persecution, was discredited, and isolated. Yet his mission prevailed because he knew that truth always finds its way. The question is, are you ready to carry this responsibility? The spirit of Jezebel is not just a distant figure of the past, it manifests in the people, systems, and situations you face today. It's that coworker who whispers rumors to discredit you. It's that relative who tries to diminish your strength or make you doubt yourself. It's the subtle but persistent resistance that tries to make you question whether your voice really matters. But here's the truth, your voice doesn't just matter, it's essential. It holds the potential to free those trapped in webs of deception. And for that reason, it is fought with such intensity. What makes the spirit of Jezebel so effective in its resistance is its subtlety. It doesn't always come in the form of direct attacks. Sometimes, it appears as internal doubts, emotional exhaustion, or the desire to avoid conflict. It whispers that it would be easier if you just stepped back, left things as they are, and avoided drawing attention. But what it fears is that you'll realize the magnitude of the power your voice holds. Because when you rise and speak, the ground trembles. And it's not just the devil who feels it, those who benefit from lies also know that truth is the beginning of the end for the systems they've built. This is why the first step in facing this battle is to recognize that your voice is a divine gift, a spiritual weapon. You are not chosen by chance but prepared for this mission. Every experience of pain, every betrayal, and every instance where you were discredited were tools God used to sharpen your perception and strengthen your courage. Your voice is not just a reflection of who you are but an extension of the greater purpose the Creator has entrusted to you. And when you understand this, it becomes clear that silence is not an option. The resistance you face is not a sign of weakness but proof of the impact you have in the spiritual realm. Every attempt to silence you is, in fact, an acknowledgement that your voice has the power to destabilize systems of control that thrive on lies. This isn't just about what you say, it's about what your presence represents. You carry a light that illuminates shadows, and this profoundly disturbs those who prefer to live in darkness. They don't just fear your words, they fear what you symbolize, the living manifestation that truth always prevails. And here lies the greatest challenge for the chosen ones, to remain calm and focused while facing the spirit of Jezebel. This force, whether personified in people or situations, constantly tries to provoke emotional reactions that divert you from your mission. Jezebel knows that despair and anger can weaken even the strongest. But God has given you something Elijah also had: discernment. This discernment allows you to see beyond superficial provocations and recognize the true battle taking place. You know that not every fight deserves your energy and that sometimes the best response is strategic silence. But silence does not mean inactivity. Just like Elijah, who retreated to hear God's voice, there are moments when you need to step back to regain your strength. The spirit of Jezebel wants you to believe that isolation is defeat, but in reality, it is a time of preparation. It is in these moments that you reflect, pray, and reaffirm your connection with the Creator. When you emerge, your voice carries even more power because it is not just yours, it is guided by the Spirit of God. Jezebel does not only fear what you can do, she fears who is beside you, strengthening and guiding every step you take. This spiritual battle also unveils an uncomfortable truth: many of the people who carry the spirit of Jezebel are those who were once close to you. They may be colleagues, friends, or even family members. This makes the confrontation even more challenging, as it's not just about facing evil but also dealing with the human emotions of betrayal and disappointment. However, remember this: God would never place you in this position without equipping you with the strength to overcome it. Each confrontation is an opportunity for growth and a reaffirmation of your mission. And as you move forward, remember that truth is a force that cannot be contained. Jezebel may try to discredit you, isolate you, and make you doubt yourself, but she cannot extinguish the light God placed within you. Your voice is more than words. It is a declaration of war against the forces of darkness, a proclamation that light will always triumph. And each time you speak, you not only strengthen yourself but inspire others to find the courage to rise and speak as well. This is what Jezebel fears most: not only the impact you have, but the ripple effect your truth can create. Have you noticed how those who fear your voice do everything they can to divert attention? They create distractions, distort your motives, and craft narratives to make it seem like you are the problem. But the truth is this: they know that if your message reaches the right ears, the structures they've built could collapse. This is what the spirit of Jezebel fears: exposure. And exposure doesn't come only from what you say, but from the energy you carry. Your presence forces the truth to surface, even when you don't utter a word. This is the mark of the chosen ones: the light that emanates from them is uncontrollable and inevitable. The spirit of Jezebel doesn't just fear your truth, but also tries to neutralize it with a powerful weapon: discouragement. It whispers that your fight is futile, that no one cares, that your efforts go unnoticed. This is one of the oldest tricks because it knows that if you lose faith, you will silence yourself. But God, who chose and called you, will not allow these lies to prevail. He reminds you, in moments of quiet, that your voice has an eternal purpose. No matter how much they try to extinguish it, the light you carry is sustained by the Creator Himself, and that is something no human or spiritual force can destroy. Jezebel also operates through fear, attempting to make you worry about the consequences of speaking the truth. What if you lose friends? What if they start gossiping about you? What if no one believes you? These questions, though they seem legitimate, are merely traps to paralyze you. Fear is the ground on which Jezebel thrives, but faith is what dismantles her plans. When you stand firm with courage, even amid uncertainties, you show that your trust is not in people or circumstances but in God. And that is something Jezebel can never combat, an unwavering faith that does not bow to threats. The confrontation with Jezebel also reveals another truth: the strength of your voice is not just a gift but also a burden. Carrying the truth means facing constant resistance, being misunderstood, and often walking alone. But remember, you are never truly alone. God is with you, and He also sends allies, people who recognize the light you carry and join you in the fight for truth. These allies may be silent at first, but they are there, watching and drawing inspiration from your courage. Every word you speak strengthens not only yourself but also those impacted by your message. Have you noticed how those who try to silence you often reveal more about themselves than about you? They project their insecurities, fears, and flaws because your light exposes what they would rather hide. This is why you should never internalize the criticism that comes from Jezebel. It is not a reflection of who you are but of who they fear they could become. When you understand this, it becomes easier to maintain your peace, even in the midst of opposition. You learn to distinguish between the voices that seek to uplift you and those that attempt to divert your attention from what truly matters. What truly matters is that you remain faithful to your purpose. Your voice, strengthened by God, is a catalyst for changes you may never fully see but that are real and profound. Every time you speak the truth, you plant seeds of transformation, even in the hardest of hearts. Jezebel may try to smother those seeds, but she cannot control the growth that comes from God. Your mission is not to ensure that everyone accepts your message but to remain faithful to it. And when you do that, no matter how intense the storms may be, you remain unshaken. Before we continue, if you feel like you're on a lonely and challenging journey as a chosen one, our ebook can be a valuable resource for you. In it, you'll find guidance and insights to help illuminate your path and better understand your unique experiences and gifts. Additionally, you'll gain access to our exclusive Discord community. This group is a space where many, who may feel alone or misunderstood, have already found support, understanding, and connection. It's a place to share, learn, and grow together, where your unique experiences are valued, and your progress is celebrated. Imagine being part of a community that truly understands and supports who you are. Check out the first pinned comment on this video and join this group. There's a reason why the weight of this journey sometimes feels unbearable. Your mission is extraordinary, and dark forces always oppose those called to carry the light. But it is precisely in moments of greatest pressure that God is shaping you. Just as gold is refined by fire, you are being purified so that your voice resonates with even more power. Every attack, every lie, every attempt to silence you is, in truth, an opportunity for you to grow in strength and discernment. The spirit of Jezebel knows it cannot destroy what God has already consecrated, but it tries to distract you so that you doubt your worth. That is why you must remain alert to the subtleties of this battle. Jezebel does not always attack overtly. Often, she uses emotional exhaustion as a weapon. She seeks to drain you with unnecessary conflicts, endless arguments, or by making you feel alone. But you are not alone. Even when it seems like no one around you understands what you're going through, God sees every step, every effort, and every tear. He is by your side, not just to comfort you but to strengthen you. When you feel weakest, that is when His power operates most intensely within you. The voice you carry is like a beacon in the midst of a storm. It guides, inspires, and illuminates the paths of those still lost in darkness. But a beacon also draws attention, not only from those seeking direction but from those who fear what it represents. The spirit of Jezebel fears not only the impact you might have on others but also the possibility that your light will inspire others to rise. Because when a truth is spoken with courage, it creates ripples that resonate far beyond what we can imagine. Jezebel knows this, which is why she works so hard to keep you silent. Looking at Elijah's story, we see that the confrontation with Jezebel was not just an individual struggle but a spiritual battle reflecting a greater truth. Elijah felt alone, abandoned, and even unmotivated at times. But God was there, sustaining him, guiding him, and reminding him that his mission was part of something much larger. And so it is with you. Every challenge you face, every attempt to silence you, is part of a bigger plan, a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. Your voice is an essential piece in the grand mosaic of truth that God is revealing to the world. But remember, you do not fight alone. God is with you, and He not only protects you but also strengthens you. He knows the battles you face, and each one is part of a greater plan to shape and prepare you for what lies ahead. When you feel on the verge of giving up, that is the moment when divine grace manifests most powerfully. Your strength does not come from yourself but from trusting that the one who called you is faithful to sustain you. Jezebel may try to extinguish you, but she cannot touch the essence of your calling because that calling has been sealed by God. Chosen one of the deepest truths about your journey is that your voice has been shaped by the experiences you've endured. Every rejection, every betrayal, every moment you were silenced or underestimated, all of it served to strengthen your resolve and sharpen your perception. Jezebel believes these wounds can be used against you as weaknesses that make you vulnerable. But God, in His wisdom, has turned those scars into strengths. Now, they not only testify to the resilience you have developed but also serve as evidence of what you have overcome. Your voice is living proof that what was meant to destroy you has only made you stronger. When you look back and see all that you've endured, you may wonder how you're still standing. It's not just your strength, it's God's grace that has sustained you. Every challenge was allowed to prepare you for the moment when you would use your voice with more authority than ever before. Jezebel, in all her cunning, does not understand that what she uses to try to harm you is what God transforms into fuel for your mission. That's why, even in the face of the greatest adversities, you feel a flame within you that cannot be extinguished. That flame is the divine purpose driving you forward. But don't be mistaken, Jezebel will continue to test your limits. She will try to drain you emotionally, wear you down spiritually, and isolate you socially. She will make it seem as if the world is against you, that your struggle is solitary, and that your words fall on deaf ears. But the truth is, as long as you keep speaking with faith and courage, your voice will reach those who need to hear it. Even if you don't immediately see the impact, trust that God is orchestrating every detail. Your mission does not rely on human approval, it is rooted in obedience to the divine calling. And it is this obedience that confuses and weakens Jezebel. While she operates on pride, manipulation, and control, you act with humility, sincerity, and purpose. This difference is what makes you impervious to her tactics. Your strength does not lie in your ability to control others, but in your willingness to serve the truth, even when it requires sacrifices. And every time you choose to remain faithful to your purpose, you reaffirm that Jezebel has no power over you. She may try to undermine your confidence, but she cannot touch what God has placed within you. So remember that every word you speak in alignment with God is a victory against the forces of darkness. Jezebel may try to silence you, but she will never extinguish the light your voice carries. That light is what illuminates paths, heals wounds, and inspires others to rise against the darkness. And each time you speak, you not only fulfill your purpose but also help build God's kingdom on earth. This is the essence of your calling, to be a voice that transforms, a light that guides, and a force that inspires. Chosen one, there is a reason why your voice is so deeply feared by those who oppose the truth. It is not merely because it challenges systems of lies, but because it carries the essence of something eternal. Your voice is an extension of divine truth, and where truth is proclaimed, darkness cannot remain. This means that every word you speak has the power to break spiritual barriers, free those trapped in deception, and bring light to situations of complete darkness. Jezebel does not fear your voice because it is loud or eloquent, she fears it because it is true. Finally, understand that your voice is part of a much greater plan. It not only confronts Jezebel but also plants seeds of transformation in places you never imagined. Every word, every action, every moment of faithfulness to the divine calling contributes to something eternal. Jezebel may try to divert you, but she cannot stop what God has begun in you. Your voice is a constant reminder that light always prevails over darkness. And as long as you continue to speak, you will fulfill your role as an instrument of divine purpose. Chosen one, there is a profound truth Jezebel does not want you to realize. Your voice is not merely a tool to expose darkness but also a bridge to redemption. When you speak, you do not just confront those living in lies, you also offer them an opportunity to awaken. This is something Jezebel fears above all because she knows that truth not only destroys illusions but also heals wounded hearts. Every time you choose truth, you help open doors for those trapped in spiritual prisons. Your voice is a key that sets them free. However, this liberation does not come without resistance. Jezebel will do everything to divert your attention from this mission. She will try to convince you that you are alone, that your words fall into the void, and that your efforts are futile. But these are lies designed to make you doubt yourself. The truth is that even when you do not see immediate results, your voice is planting seeds that will bear fruit at the right time. God is working behind the scenes, using every word you speak to move hearts and transform lives. And while Jezebel tries to silence you, God is strengthening you to persevere. This perseverance is what separates those who are called from those who give up along the way. Jezebel hopes you will give in, succumb to the pressure, and step away from your purpose. But every time you choose to press on, even amid opposition, you demonstrate that your trust is firmly rooted in God. And this trust serves as a testimony to those around you. They may not say it, but many are silently watching your journey, drawing inspiration from your courage. Your voice does not only challenge darkness, it also illuminates paths for those still finding their own strength. Perhaps the greatest impact of your voice lies in how it inspires others to rise. Every time you speak, you show others that they, too, have permission to speak, to question, to challenge the narratives that keep them bound. Jezebel's greatest fear is not just you but the movement you might spark. Your voice is not merely individual, it is the beginning of an echo that can transform entire communities. When you stand firm, you do not only confront Jezebel but also empower others to do the same. Chosen one, on your journey, you will realize that Jezebel does not work alone. The spirit of manipulation and control often allies itself with other forces, amplifying the challenges you face. These forces may appear as unexpected circumstances, close individuals who question your intentions, or even internal doubts that seem to surface at your most vulnerable moments. But here is the secret: the more intense the attacks, the closer you are to a spiritual breakthrough. Jezebel only invests in those she recognizes as a true threat, and her resistance is proof that your voice is making an impact. That is why you must learn to protect your energy. Jezebel will attempt to drain your strength by engaging you in battles that do not matter, in arguments that only distract, and in conflicts that sap your spirit. But you are not called to react to every provocation. The discernment God has given you is a powerful weapon. It enables you to choose which battles to fight, where to invest your energy, and how to remain focused on what truly matters. Jezebel wants to see you exhausted, confused, and discouraged, but when you operate with divine wisdom, you deflect her attacks with grace and precision. This wisdom is not something you develop overnight. It is the result of a constant walk with God, of moments of stillness when you hear His voice, and of experiences that shape your perception. Every obstacle you overcome is a lesson that strengthens your ability to face the next challenge. Jezebel underestimates this. She believes she can wear you down with repeated attacks, but does not understand that each victory only increases your resilience. You are not alone on this journey, and every step you take is guided by a greater purpose aligned with God's plan for your life. As you grow in strength and discernment, something remarkable begins to happen. Your voice becomes even more powerful. Not because you speak louder or more often, but because your words carry a spiritual weight that only comes from someone who has been refined by fire. Jezebel fears this because she knows she cannot compete with a truth anchored in something eternal. Your voice is a reflection of the God who called you, and that is why it is so effective in breaking chains, dismantling lies, and bringing clarity where there was once confusion. And this is precisely what Jezebel fears: transformation. When you speak, you do not just illuminate, you create the possibility of change. Change threatens those who benefit from stagnation, from the status quo, from the lies that keep them in control. Jezebel knows that truth is like a wave that, once unleashed, cannot be contained. She may try to discredit you, isolate you, or even make you doubt yourself, but she cannot prevent the truth from spreading. Your voice is like a seed that, once planted, grows and flourishes, even in the most barren of soils. For this reason, it is vital that you remain steadfast, even when you feel alone. The journey of the chosen ones is not always surrounded by applause or understanding. Often, it is a lonely path marked by challenges and misunderstanding. But it is in this isolation that God works in you, refining your mission and strengthening your voice. Every battle you face is an opportunity for growth, and every moment of silence is a chance to hear divine guidance. Jezebel wants you to believe you are abandoned, but the truth is that you are being prepared for something much greater. And that something greater is the eternal impact of your mission. Chosen one, your voice is more than a tool, it is a calling. When you speak, you do not just challenge Jezebel, you inspire others to rise, to question, to seek the light. That is why, even in the face of the greatest adversities, you must continue. Because every word you utter, every act of courage you display, is a proclamation that truth prevails, that light overcomes darkness, and that God's purpose for your life is unshakable. Jezebel may try to silence you, but she will never extinguish the divine essence that drives you. The truth is that Jezebel does not only fear what you say, but who you are. Your identity as a bearer of divine light is what frightens her. While many conform to the lies surrounding them, you have been chosen to be different, to challenge those narratives and bring forth what is true. This difference is what makes you a target, but it is also what makes you unbeatable. When you fully embrace your identity in God, you become a force Jezebel cannot contain. Your presence, your words, and even your silence testify that light will always triumph over darkness. But this journey demands resilience. Jezebel will try to exhaust you, using fatigue as a weapon. She hopes that in the midst of the battle, you will feel overwhelmed and decide to retreat. Yet it is precisely in these moments of weakness that God's grace manifests most powerfully. As written in Corinthians, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Every time you feel drained, remember that God is renewing your strength and that as long as you trust in Him, Jezebel will never have power over you. Even in the face of opposition, remember that you are protected. God, who has called you, is faithful to guard and guide you every step of the way. No matter how much Jezebel tries to obscure your path, the light God has placed within you will always find a way to shine. Chosen one, your journey is greater than the challenges you face. Every moment of resistance is an opportunity for you to grow, refine your faith, and strengthen your voice. And each time you choose to press forward, you declare that the truth will not be silenced and that the light will prevail. Your voice is not just a weapon against darkness, it is also an instrument of healing. When you speak, you not only confront lies but also offer hope to those still ensnared by them. Jezebel fears this because she knows that once light enters, darkness can no longer hide its secrets. Chosen one, your presence and your words are like a torch illuminating the way for others to follow. And every time you use your voice, you help build a legacy of transformation, freedom, and truth. Finally, never underestimate the impact you are making. Even when it feels like no one is listening, trust that God is working silently. Your voice is an extension of the divine plan, and every word you speak fulfills a greater purpose. Jezebel may try to discredit you, isolate you, or make you doubt yourself, but she can never touch what God has placed within you. Chosen one, you are light in the midst of darkness, and your voice is a reminder that truth will always prevail. Keep speaking, keep shining, for your mission is eternal, and your impact is immeasurable. My beloved chosen ones, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button below, subscribe to the channel right now, and activate notifications so you never miss messages like this. Share this video with someone you feel needs to hear it. Also, leave your comment below affirming your purpose and your strength. Don't miss the opportunity to join our exclusive community on Discord by purchasing our ebook through the link pinned in the first comment. I am confident it will be a valuable resource for you. Not only will it bring clarity to your mission and unique gifts, but it will also give you access to connect with other chosen ones who will welcome you and offer support. Don't miss out on being part of this environment. This is a crucial moment, and together we can impact many lives. Choose to be part of this mission. If you wish to support this work and help this message reach even more people, consider supporting us through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is in the description, and your contribution makes a huge difference, helping us to continue producing content that strengthens and inspires. We also recommend that you watch the suggested video here on the screen or dive into the Secrets of the Chosen Ones playlist. There are so many powerful messages waiting for you, and I know they will continue to strengthen your journey. Thank you for staying until the end. Keep shining, and I'll see you in the next video.